Mike. Kukalova deciding to start late. It paid dividends.
It really did. The coaches figured out the track would be getting faster. It was a high-risk strategy, but it worked.
She knew she had to shoot clear. She achieved that in the prone, which many of the favourites failed to do, and then showed surprisingly good ski speed on that second loop, coming in to shoot for the second time, and having at that stage a slim lead over Dalmar, which she held all the way through to the finish. 10 seconds eaten away to 4 in the last 500 metres. Another 500 metres, and the title might well have gone to Germany's Dalmar, but it was Kukalova getting her first ever gold at an individual race at the World Championships. Long overdue for someone of her quality. 27 now. She's still got a rosy future in this game. She could make it 2 golds today because she, of course, starts first. But Dalmar is the queen of pursuit. This is the event that the German likes. And what about Chevalier? Has she got a chance?
Well, Chevalier, she's been shooting very well. She said her mindset is pressureless because she's exceeded her expectations already with that bronze medal 2 days ago.
Yeah, and how important was Chevalier's results in Novo Mesto just before the Christmas break, where she got a first and a second in the World Cups. She believes in herself. She showed that in the women's sprint. We'll see how she gets on today. So just over 5 minutes to go. A lot of the women just checking their rifles before the start of the race. Laura Dalmar, certainly the favourite at the start of today. She's starting only 4 seconds behind the race leader, Kukalova. And Nace Chevalier, what an opportunity for her. Can she do here what she did in Novo Mesto? Now, Mike, obviously the first 3 starting have the biggest advantage, and you'd expect to see 1, if not 2, but not 3 of the podium finishers in the sprint on the podium in the pursuit.
It would be unusual. In fact, it's quite rare at World Championships for the same person to win even twice.
You would put Dalmar up there, though. She says everything's possible in the pursuit. It's her favourite. It's a favourite race, so she's really looking forward to the outcome. And Ace Chevalier saying, I love pursuits, I'm well placed, so I'm going to give it everything. He says the pressure's already off. I've achieved more than I expected. I've got the medal, so I'm just going out there to enjoy myself. But what about Gabby Kukalova, winning her first individual title in the sprint? And, of course, the pressure is off her in a way. Well, if she does as well as she did in the sprint, she might challenge Dalmar for the overall title, but it was the World Championships that were her priority. Marie-Durand-Hebert, the pressure's off in a way. She's starting 42 seconds back. Hebert, the only woman in the last 6 World Championships to actually win the sprint and the pursuit. So maybe she feels she can work her way up. And don't forget the 2 Italians, Sanfilippo and Vitozzi. PBs, both of them, in the sprint event. They've not been up in the dizzy heights of the top 5 before, so we'll see how they get on. Vanessa Hintz of Germany, Mike, I know you have a little confidence she'll do something.
I think she's got the right mindset. Again, we all talk about pressure and no pressure. She's in a good position to attack, and the only way is up, I think, for Hintz. From 6th, 38 seconds behind is nothing at all.
Yeah, Germany heading the medal table after the first 3 events. 2 golds, 1 silver. They could add to that today. It is just about time for the start of the women's pursuit. We've had 3 extraordinary races already so far at these championships, and this one promises to be every bit as enthralling. Will it be Kukalova who holds on to the lead? It's a difficult task to defend that win. Mike, 5 pursuits so far this year. We've got 5 different winners. Only 2 people have managed to win the pursuit, having won the sprint. Dalmar, of course, did it in Pachuca. Makarainen did it in Ruhpolding with consummate ease. But the winner has always come from the top 3, always from the podium of the sprint.
Well, that's quite interesting. When you look at the lineup today, Chevalier playing her potential down, saying she's happy with what she's got. But I think today we're going to see someone maybe even from below 10th position getting up onto the podium.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. And in fact, the last 4 World Championships, the winners come off the podium. The last Olympics, however, Daria Domracheva went from 9th to 1st in the pursuit. So that's the sort of move we're looking for. And there are plenty of fast skiers starting a bit further down the order. Kukalova, Dalmar, Chevalier will be the first 3 away. Vitozzi, Sanfilippo, and Kukalova gets it underway. Just a 4-second lead over Dalmar, who is likely to get right into the slipstream of the Czech. Those 2 will probably work together on the first loop. Chevalier will have to wait until the clock gets to 25 seconds, and she will start with Vitozzi. Sanfilippo starts at 32. Vanessa Hintz of Germany goes at 38, and Marie-Durand-Hebert goes at 43 seconds, just a couple of seconds clear of Anastasia Kuzmina, who had an astonishing sprint when you consider the problems she's had and her lifestyle at the moment.
It's incredible. We see her in the hotel each evening with her little daughter Olivia, and there's a lot of management of a young child, 1.5 years old, to do.
There goes Durand-Hebert, Kuzmina just behind her. Cecilia Amonier, the 3rd of the French away. They had a good sprint overall. There she is, wearing 9, 54 seconds the margin between herself and the the leaders. Merkashina of Ukraine is next. Then we've got Gasparin, Makarainen, Tyrell Eckhoff. Number 14, that's Anna Magnusson of Sweden. 20th in the World Cup standing. She's the number 1 Swede, Magnusson. Usligina, who stood in for Glazarina in the sprint, who has provisionally been banned, whatever that might mean. Akimova goes 16. Poskarchikova goes 17 for the Czech Republic. And then Hildebrand at 19. But we still have to go down to 21. Dorothy Vera starting 21. And I think probably she's the last one with a chance, or do we give a chance to Susan Dunkley as well?
I think we probably do, but it's certainly for me, Dorothy Vera, she was just sitting in the corridor with her headset on, eyes closed. For me, she's trying to bring something special to a game today, and she really needs to, starting 21st.
So out they go. The course here, as we saw yesterday, the first 500 meters has to be taken at 100%, generate some speed before you head down the valley where the race leaders are now. Kukalova, Dalmar together. Mike, we expected Dalmar to tuck in behind Kukalova on the first leg. Dalmar last year, you would have said a dead cert because her shooting was so good, but there's just a little hint that she's not quite as confident with the rifle.
It was quite interesting, especially the mixed relay. She had to use, what, 2 spare rounds in the prone and the stand. That was so out of character for Dalmar. World Championships nerves.
Tricky corner for Kukalova, and then a steep climb to follow. And she's still looking fairly relaxed. These two should be the two that end up on the podium at the end of today. Kukalova with 90% hit rate in the prone versus Dalmar's 89, and then 82 versus 84 in the stand, so not a huge amount between them. And we thought Dalmar would be quicker over the last lap than Kukalova in the sprint, but Kukalova held her own to take the gold medal.
Now, Chevalier, from an alpine skiing background, I thought she did. She lost at 3 or 4 meters there on Vitozzi. Behind her, she put the brakes on.
Sanfilippo just behind them. Coming strong is Marie Durand-Hebert, started 43 behind. Marie Durand-Hebert got that back to 36, so she's made good advances, but Kuzmina's gone with her and gained an extra second. So those are the two traveling the fastest, still in positions 7 and 8, which is where they started, but they are closing the gap. Makarainen started 12, 57 off the pace, and Makarainen closing on the race leaders as well.
That's at 8 seconds Makarainen has pulled back. We see her attacking. I think that's a good strategy. She needs to claw that time back, and early is not a bad way to do it. You just feel like you get the impression that Dalmar could go faster, the way she dances up these hills. So explosive, that lower part of her leg, getting the compression.
Yeah, she's looking very, very comfortable. In terms of ski preparation, I don't think the Germans have made a mistake so far, Mike. We thought, and some saying, that Norway didn't have good skis yesterday in the men's sprint.
It did seem to be the case, especially the last lap for Johannes Tingesbø, and of course Svensson having to be carried basically into an ambulance after his performance. He really dug deeper than I've ever seen him push before.
Here come the chasing pack. Vitozzi, Chevalier, Sanfilippo losing a little ground to the leading two. We would have expected that. And Kuzmina and Durand-Hebert move up a slot again, now just 36 seconds behind. So they're doing good work. 8 seconds gained by them. Makarainen also getting closer and closer to the race leaders. But the two leaders now coming into the range along the firing point. And if they can go clear here, they will certainly just demoralize the chasers a little. But if there's one shoot where we've been surprised at the poor standard of shooting, it's been the first prone.
Surprisingly, the flags, though, Patrick, are dead still, the same as it was 20 minutes ago when they finished their 0.
They let those first rounds go at exactly the same time. Little mechanical problem for Kukalova, a miss for Laura Dalmar, an uncharacteristic one, so she's on the penalty loop, and more problems for Kukalova. Still only got one target down, so Dalmar away. And that penalty loop should have meant a 25-second advantage for Kukalova as she goes clear, but she hasn't. She's in all sorts of bother. She said she had a clear head. I think she's got spaghetti going around inside there. That's a disaster.
Do you know what? She's lost basically a penalty loop, plus given herself a penalty loop with the errors, and another one.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking start. So the net pressure is now off Kukalova. Chevalier hits 5, and she should be out with Dalmar, who's coming round the last quarter of the penalty loop at the moment. It's going to be very close between them. Dalmar has the lead. Chevalier's going into second. Lots of misses once again. Makarainen needs to clear to take full advantage of that ski speed she showed on the first leg. She's done just that.
That's a great performance from Makarainen. I did say it's a good strategy to attack and close the gap, but with that comes risk when you come into the range, and I think we saw that from the first chasing group.
Ammonia 5 out of 5, Merkashina 5 out of 5, Lugina for Russia also clears. Zhima of Ukraine started second of the Ukrainians, but she's got a really good chance. Domracheva clears. We'll try and get you an update on Daria Domracheva's position. She started 27, 126 off the race leaders. I think Dalmar would have been surprised to come out in first after that shoot, Mike.
That's incredible. And look at Kukalova, 44.9 seconds behind. That's the worst possible scenario.
Well, look how many misses in that top 10 leaderboard. 4 have gone clear, 6 have all missed 1. Dalmar, the race leader, Chevalier 2, Makarainen in 3, and Ammonia of France in 4.
Ejector's not working.
Well, what a race so far, and Lara Dalmar already in control of this one. A 6-second lead coming out of the range for the first time. She's likely to extend that up to something like 10 seconds before the second shoot. We'll keep a careful eye on that, but there are very few people who can wrench the control away from Lara Dalmar. Makarainen, the biggest of movers, Mike. She's gone from 12 to 3.
She's done incredibly well to have put the pace she did in the first lap and then control her shooting. If she does that a second time, she may well move up into second or even first place.
And Ammonia, who started 9, tucking in behind. She's not far from the podium positions, 21 seconds down at the moment. Ammonia started 54 behind, so that's a fabulous gain from her. Durana Bear started in 7th position. Durana Bear, the world champion back in 2015 in Kontiolahti. And of course, she finished in the top 3 last year in Oslo as well.
Kukalova already pulling the 10 seconds back. That's an incredible ski pace. She's been shown the adjustment she needs to make, or the fall of the shots. She'll have to make some adjustments to get the next 5.
Dorothy Vera was 20th last time we saw. She's moved up to 19 now, but she missed one on the early shoot. 3 misses from Öberg. Sloth of Sweden missing 3 as well. Now 2.5 minutes behind. That's a really disappointing start for her. And also Selena Gasparini, if you're a fan of the Swiss, she has missed 2 on the first shoot and dropped outside the top 30. Daria Domracheva went clear. She's gone from 27 to 18, so that's a good start, but she's still 50 seconds or so off the race leaders.
Zhima has done very well also. She's pulled back huge time on the lead and got herself from 22nd up to 14th position.
Dalmar's taken 8 seconds, 9 seconds out of Chevalier so far on this loop. Makarainen started the loop 70, she started the loop 26 behind, so she's taken another 9 seconds out of Dalmar. She's flying. She's absolutely flying, Mike, but she can't be saving a lot for the last leg.
Well, she's put a lot of energy out. Dalmar's kept control out there.
Look who's gone into 13.
Oh, Domracheva, that's an incredible performance.
Started 27, started 27. Don't put it beyond her finishing on the podium, but there's a huge but. She has not shown any convincing form with the standing shoot so far.
No, she's just a shadow of her former self when it comes to stand shooting. Hopefully she's managed to think that through, done some dry firing, and it is possible to bring it back.
So Dalmar, the majority of her shots were low. 2 and 3 were both split rounds. One went down, one didn't. So I suspect we'll see a correction there.
Makarainen's got it down to 17 seconds coming into the range.
Another miss, and Dalmar might lose the lead, but you wouldn't put too much money on her throwing one wide.
All her shots last time, Patrick, were low. I think that adjustment she was shown, she's made the adjustment and it's worked.
That's fast, it's accurate, but without any unnecessary risk from Lara Dalmar, so she remains the race leader. Chevalier quick with the targets. She's going to stay in second place, gaining on Makarainen, who's trying to get the lungs under control after a blisteringly fast second lap. But if 5 go down, she's still in it. She is still there. Kuzmina, Mike, shooting brilliantly fast. Durana Bear, Kukalova now coming back into it. Why couldn't she do that first time round?
Well, you know, she didn't eject around because she didn't pull the bolt all the way back. If you don't pull it back, the ejectors don't grab the bullet and chuck it out. That's what happened.
And the crowd favourite, Daria Domracheva, has hit another 5 targets. She's absolutely flying up the order from 27. I think she's going to be in 9th. We'll just check on that. Just outside that leaderboard at the moment. Merkashina's doing well. No misses for her. Chevalier and Makarainen clear as well. And Makarainen, remember, started a full 57 seconds off the leaders. Chevalier has been in this situation before, of course, in Nowe Miesto, and she came out of that with her first ever World Cup win. You've got to feel that that experience is vitally important in a situation like this.
Well, having been there before or experienced the stresses, you know better how to manage it. It doesn't always guarantee the best possible outcome, but it helps.
And some would say the World Championships is so much a bigger event, but Nowe Miesto was like a World Championships. The number of fans there, 40,000 people, most of them out around the tracks. It was a similar sort of atmosphere to the one we've got here in Hochfilzen.
And I think Kukalova showing so clearly how strong she was second time in. She's only 26 seconds off now.
Here come the hunting pack, led by Finland's Kaisa Makarainen. Well, look at this. This is where the pace is being set, and in between the race leader and this hungry pack is Anaïs Chevalier of France, who's doing so well, and especially when you consider that after Sochi Olympics, she was demoted to the IBU Cup for, 18 months. She came back, had some poor results on the World Cup, to be honest, but she said she gave herself a talking to before they went to from Pachuca to Nowe Miesto, and then she has turned it around. Incidentally, it's Chevalier's birthday today. It's always a nice story, but Mike, you don't really want your birthday on a big race day event. It's just a distraction that you don't need.
Well, yes, but you sometimes see it has the opposite effect. The birthday cake, a little bit of attention, it makes them feel good. Sometimes we see positives. What about Makarainen? Busy 3 weeks for Makarainen. She does the World Championships here in Biathlon, then straight to Lahti, and they've brought her into the Finnish cross-country ski team to try and get medals in the relay and in the freestyle races.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how she gets on there. Daria Domracheva, just keep a note, 13 last time we saw her at this stage. She's now moved up into the top 8. Vera is going with her as well. Vera 21st in the sprint, so she's gained a good 12 places so far. Zima is still on the edge. She's got a chance. Anyone within 30 seconds has got a chance. Monnier now back to 15. Susan Dunkley of USA.
I think that's fantastic. Yeah. That's such a move forward. Some folks 40 seconds, 45 seconds.
Started 29 and Dunkley up into 15th place, but fingers crossed, her standing shooting's been better this season, but it has not been good here so far in Hochfilzen. So I hope she's got the confidence to put it together. And I wonder how Dalmar feels every time she goes round one of those 180-degree bends. She gets to see the hunting pack, and they are getting closer and closer. Led now by Gabi Kukalova, who's come back from those 2 misses on the first prone. In some ways, Mike, it's good not to be the race leader all the way through. And Gabi hasn't got a good record. Only twice has she converted a sprint win into a pursuit win.
But we often say, Patrick, in this race, if you're going to miss early. And yeah, she missed the first time in. And what we've seen of her stand shooting in the previous races here, she's very disciplined. She won't rush it. She'll build the position beautifully well, and she'll take her time. And I think she'll get them. Yeah,
just look at the quality of those leading 5. And if you look down the previous recent winners of World Championships and Major Championships, Dalmar, Durana Bear, Domracheva, Berger, Domracheva again, you know, it's all the best. You need the speed, you need the nerve, you've got to be prepared to take some risk, but it's those who more often get away with taking the risk than those who don't.
There is an element of luck, there's chance, and you just have to go almost subliminally and just let the process flow.
Dalmar, of course, won here last year in the World Cup, hit 19 out of 20. She's on 9 out of 10 so far. On that occasion, she went from 6th to 1st. Today, she started 2nd.
The wind is not a factor. That's not enough to move the rifle. So it's all about controlling your breathing.
Little loss of concentration from Dalmar. Big break between shots 2 and 3, and that's allowed the others to close a little. 5 out of 5. Kukalova misses again. Mäkäräinen is still clean, but Durana Bear's thrown too wide. An extra 300 meters for her. It's Mäkäräinen who could be the sole chaser after this shoot. The 3rd shoot of 4. Down goes number 5. She's still in it, and she's close enough to Dalmar to put pressure on her on the 4th shoot. But Dalmar much quicker with those 5 rounds. Guess who's gone clear again for the 3rd time? Daria Domracheva. She is back in business. The Olympic pursuit champion from 2014, the world champion from 2012. What a comeback from her.
You know, that is a small miracle. The way her stand has been since she returned from, well, from looking after a child and giving birth, it hasn't been good. Today it's looking great.
Oh, what a story. What a story that could be. She started number 27. She was 1:26 off the race leader. She's got it down to just 22nd. She's into the podium positions, but she's got Kukalova behind her. Merkashina's still there for Ukraine. She's having an absolutely blinder of a race. Started number 10. I thought Zima would be the best placed of the Ukrainians, but Merkashina still holding her own. Starek, of course, who's come up from the IBU Cup, back from a 2-year ban, in 6th position at the moment, hitting 15 out of 15 so far. Lap 4 of 5, and still some 7 athletes clear at this stage with 15 targets out of 15. Daria Domracheva is doing great things. She came out of the range 20.5 behind. We'll get another split in just a moment to see whether she's got the ski speed to match Dalmar. You sort of feel that Domracheva is going to have to come out with a lead of 15 seconds if she's going to win this one.
Yes, Dalmar, though, I know Dalmar loves this race. She loves the challenge. But she really has been challenged today. They're breathing on her, not quite, you know, not quite the margins that Mäkäräinen would like. She's still, what, 10 seconds behind?
She was 13. The margin now exactly 9.9. Domracheva was 20.5. Still gaining. Well, what a race. Just 15 seconds now, separating the top three here in Hochfilzen in the women's pursuit. And should any of them make mistakes, then there's an opportunity for Kukalova, for Starek, for Merkashina. And the French, I think, will be a bit disappointed with the way things have gone, but they've got Chevalier, Monnier. Brazard's done well, Mike. She started number 28 and has gone into the top 10. Durana Bear, former world champion in the pursuit, not really firing on all cylinders today. Still some 45 seconds off the race leaders. Everyone is gaining 4 or 5 seconds on Dalmar. That, to me, is an indication that the race leader is taking it at 85% to try and make sure of those last 5 targets. And if that's the case, she will be lightning quick over the last lap compared to everyone else.
Do you know what? I was just wondering what is going on with Dalmar. As you say, Kukalova pulling back 5 seconds, Makarainen pulling back more. Maybe you're right, Dalmar, the master of how her body feels off her own pacing and making sure she's going to get the last 5 targets.
Well, there in third position is one half of the biathlon wonder couple, Bjorn Dahlen and Daria Domracheva. Now, of course, parents. It's been a hectic 2 years for them, but my goodness, they have both done well. Bjorn Dahlen looking fantastic in the sprint yesterday. He was only 1 shot off a medal.
It's incredible. The man is just incredible. They've got their own little team, the physio each, their own nanny, of course. They need that now, and it is a little small team within a team.
Yeah, the perks of success. And success breeds success. They've certainly had their share. Durana Bear still in the top 10, but it's not the sort of position she would want to be in at this stage of the pursuit. We're coming towards the final shoot, and Dalmar, who undoubtedly has been the woman who's dominated women's pursuits over the last 2 seasons, is in the perfect position. She has a 10-second lead over Kaisa Makarainen. She's 15 clear of Daria Domracheva.
Listen to her breathing, Patrick. I don't think she was taking it easy on that 4th loop.
Well, watch her abdomen. You'll get some idea of how desperate she is for breath. Quite a long hold before shot 1, but down it goes. That will settle the crowd's nerves. 5 out of 5, and the goal should be Dalmar's. 1 miss, and the door is open. 4 out of 4. She missed one on the first shoot. She hasn't made the same mistake again. And Laura Dalmar could well be bringing Germany their 3rd gold medal. Domracheva's still in with a chance, but has she got the legs to challenge someone like Dalmar? Makarainen's missed and now must fight for the medal, because we've got, what, 6 other skiers on the range. Kukalova's gone clear and could be adding to the gold that she got in the sprint. This time, though, it looks as though it's going to be a bronze medal, but she might fancy her chances of chasing down Daria Domracheva. So we've got a ski race on our hands. Starek, Merkashina have cleared. Will Durana Bear and Brazard? They do at exactly the same time. The French duo can challenge for a top 5, but I don't think they can do any better than that.
Oh, another great race. Kukalova, what a mindset to bring this back from a terrible start, now into 3rd.
Quickest shoot of the final shoot. Well, it was going to be Dorothy Vera. She went 1, 2, 3, 4, but took a little bit of time for shot number 5. Be interesting to see the stats on that, but still hugely impressive. Dalmar, Domracheva, Kukalova, the leading 3. Starek with a margin of 20 seconds to make up on 3rd position. She's in good shape, but I can't see her doing that.
Well, you have to say anyone that shoots the perfect 20 under pressure like that, and 3, Domracheva's one of them, have hit 20 out of 20.
You don't give Dalmar an 8-second lead before the final 2-kilometre loop, but stranger things have happened. Well, here she goes, and flying round this loop. The loop really gets tough towards the end, Mike, that little uphill climb. But last time Domracheva made her ground on the flat section. She lost time on the steep climb that they have to do twice as they come back into the stadium. And this is where Dalmar is now, the first of those two steep climbs. Let's see how strong she looks. Skate 2 all the way to the base of the steeper section, then she'll switch into skate 1. Or most of us would, but she keeps the power on. Incredible strength. She saves something, without a doubt.
I noticed there even the Russian coaches giving Domracheva the information that Kukalova is absolutely on her case.
5 seconds was the margin coming out of the stadium. In fact, after shoot number 4, Domracheva 5 seconds clear of Kukalova. She was 8 seconds behind Laura Dahlmeier. Now, what will the margins be? This is the last split we're going to get before the finish. Damas, a little stumble. That will certainly push the heartbeat up just a fraction.
She's certainly more tense than we've ever seen her. Normally she floats, dances around the corners. Those legs are rock solid at the moment.
Well, she's turning into the golden girl of these championships, and we're only into day 4. She's already got a gold and a silver in the bag.
This is where Patrick Domracheva, just her facial expression, she is like a goldfish gasping for air. She really is on her limit.
But it has to be the performance of the day. Daria Domracheva, starting number 27, 1 minute 26 off the lead. She's only 9.6 off the gold medal. Kaisa Mäkäräinen, a miss later on, throwing away her chance of getting on the podium. Starek just behind her, and the best of the French coming through. That's number 7, Marie Durand-Hébert, who finally has got it together. But Durand-Hébert with a total of 3 misses today.
Mäkäräinen, she attacked the race so strong from the word go. She's not quite as strong now on the 5th lap.
5 women shooting the perfect 20 out of 20, Mike. I'll have a little wager with you that the men will not match that.
Let me think. I think there'll be 4 in the men's. We've seen 5 in the women, and Rugaldi are one of them.
And away goes Laura Dahlmeier, the Dahlmeier dance, I think we'll have to call it in future. Very, very few athletes have that sort of strength at this stage.
Kukalova's determined for turning that bronze into silver, and that's bad news for Domracheva.
Yeah, but all credit to Domracheva. Remember, she only came back just around the Christmas period. She's had a couple of poor performances. She's shown she's still got the ski style, Mike, but in every race she's done, she's struggled on the final standing shoot, and she's also struggled on the final loop, just hasn't had the stamina. But to hold off Kukalova at this stage is phenomenal.
It's just beyond belief. You could not predict this situation. Domracheva, she did say she believed she had a chance for a medal, and today it's going to be achieved.
She's still got a 3-second advantage. Here's the champion, Laura Dahlmeier, deservedly so. She won the title last year in Oslo. She's defended it here in Hochfilzen. And it's going to be silver for Daria Domracheva. She is back. Many thought Bjorndalen would be the one taking medals. It's Daria who's done it again. 11.6 the margin. Best performance of the day, without a shadow of doubt. And Kukalova, a 2nd medal for her. She got gold in the sprint, bronze in the pursuit. That's generally the way it goes. She struggles defending the lead from a sprint, but a really fantastic race from her. And coming strong is Irina Starek of Russia into 4th place, out sprinting the 2 French women. Brézard and Durand-Hébert separated by just 0.2 of a second. And Kaisa, nothing left to give in the closing stages. Only 1 miss from Kaisa Mäkäräinen today.
That's incredible. She really attacked hard early in the race, and so often we see that it ties you up on laps 3, 4 and 5, especially 5.
Merkashina 8, and Monnier unable to improve. She finishes 9. Where's Chevalier? Dorothy Vera, she came through like a train in the early stages, but missing targets later on. Vera in the end with 3 misses. There's Chevalier, Mike, from bronze to 11th.
It was always a lot of pressure on her. She tried to play that pressure down. It just didn't get it together on the range.
Well, the French can celebrate quantity in numbers in the top 10. They've done fantastically well, and Chevalier just outside those rankings. The Italians fading a bit. We had, of course, Vitozzi and Sanfilippo right up there at the start of the race.
But what about Rungaldia from 43rd all the way up to 15th? She didn't miss a target.
Yeah, Hints from 6 down to 20. Didn't quite live up to expectations. Sanfilippo from 5 down to 17. Vitozzi from 4 down to 14. But where some fail, others succeed. And today, well, it's all about Laura Dahlmeier and her domination. But Daria Domracheva, 27 to 2nd. That in World Championships is the biggest gain we've ever seen. And Gabi Kukalova holding on to a medal from gold to bronze. She won't mind. She's made herself a massive massive name in the Czech Republic already, but I think the endorsements are going to double, triple, quadruple by the time she goes home.
But the way she approached the day, she had the biggest, not a disaster, of course, but she made such a mess of her first prone with the problems with ejecting the empty shell and then having to hand feed around. She lost so much time. Incredible, she brought herself back to the podium.
Well, Dalmar hit 20 out of 20 last year to today. They can't expect the anchor leg to do too much. That, of course, will be Dalmar.
It's a decent anchor leg, though.
It's really looking like they've got all 4 athletes in the top 11 today, and that shows that they can cope with the pressure of head-to-head racing, and they've all got the ski speed required.
Very much. What about Dalmar? Of course, the gold in the mixed relay. She took over 2 days ago. She's got gold today. It's just going to keep on flowing.